I have been using Peapod since October of 2003, and I order about once every 2 weeks. The first time I got my order, I was actually very excited because when the groceries all came to the door, it's like the excitement is opening everything and remembering what you ordered. It's kind of like a present that you forgot you were going to get. Like I ordered peaches because they were on sale. Oh, I have peaches, and I get very excited about the peaches. I'm going to add to the order that I placed 2 weeks ago from my list, which was everything I normally shop for, because I know a lot of the items that I need today are also in that order, and I can just go through and click without going through the whole site. So for instance, I want a bag of Granny Smith apples. Picking out my produce is something I was nervous about initially, but once I received my first order and everything was exactly what I was looking for, very fresh, that's what I really like about it. My husband wants some cookies, but he's on a little bit of a diet right now, so I'm going to go into the cookie aisle, and I'm going to sort by fat content. You can sort by fat content, calories, all of that stuff. The Keebler Soft Batch Cookies has the least amount of fat of all of the Keebler cookies, so I'll purchase those. Peapod has changed the way that I shop simply by causing me not to be so impulsive. I know what I need, so it's really actually caused me to spend less on my groceries. Now I'm finished with my shop, and I'm going to pick a delivery time. I can save $1 if I choose a delivery time that's longer than 2 hours, between 6:30 and 10. I happen to know I'm going to be home that evening, so I'm going to go ahead and reserve the delivery time. I did have to go to the grocery store a couple of weeks ago when a friend of mine asked me to stop and pick up some extra chicken for dinner that night. And I waited in line, and the woman in front of me had forgotten her eggs, had to go back and get her eggs. Her coupons were falling all over the floor. I stood in line for about a half an hour. And of course I was late to dinner that night. And I was late bringing the chicken to her house. So I'm very happy that I don't have to worry about that, and it's a nice errand that I don't have to run on the weekends.
At Peapod we sell groceries, but what we really sell is time. And it doesn't really matter if the grocery store is a half block from your house or if you're 10 miles from the grocery store. What we're really selling to you is time, for you to be able to save the time to go to the store, shop it, put it in your car, lug it back to your house. So that's really the key sort of product that we sell. Hello, I'm Tom. Hello, I'm Thomas Parkinson. I'm the Chief Technology Officer, Senior Vice President, and founder of Peapod, and I've been with the company for 15 years. Well, I think one of the most important things to start with is the relationship between marketing and IT. And at Peapod, it's a very, very close relationship, and the marketing people are IT savvy and understand things like personalization and very, very specific customer targeting. So that the conversation right from the start, as you sit down to the table on what they're trying to do and what we're trying to help them do, is at a level where you can actually get something accomplished. We have something called the Peapod Activation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the number, getting someone into the habit of Peapod and getting them up to their 5th order. What we do is we sit down with marketing and we decide what are all the different customer touch points that we want to design systems in order to reach the customer. First touch point would be the website. The second touch point would be email. The third touch point is the driver, who's got a scripted message that our personalization engine is actually written on the order paperwork so that they can tell the customer, hey, did you know that you can use electronic funds transfer instead of a credit card? Then the next touch point is the customer care center, where if the customer calls them, that's the next touch point. And so we have to design specific customized messages for the customer and offers at each one of these touch points that marketing, and basically marketing has decided these are the spots where I want to reach the customer. And once you've decided that, you have to start to write the software and the systems to do that. One of the projects we're working on right now is a handheld unit for the driver so that we can actually reach them with more customized messages right depending on what's going on at the door right now. So I hope to think that it's actually the business that drives IT and not IT that drives the business.
From what I know about IT, the info you collect is only as good as your data warehousing. Is this true at Peapod?
Absolutely. From the very beginning when we started Peapod, we've always thought of the back-end data warehouse as one of the most important aspects of our technology. there are several things that you can do with the data warehouse. One is you can store the information about a customer that you can use to personalize the website from them and to also give them access to all their information. So you need a very large data warehouse to do that. In addition, we track the sales of a customer so that we can analyze that and decide how should we customize the mix of our store to better satisfy the customer. We also store all the user interface logs and the navigational logs in our data warehouse so we can analyze those to see how are people actually using and navigating the website. We also store nutritional information on every single product and the images of those products in multiple sizes so that we can display them automatically on the website either as a thumbnail image, or if they ask for a blow-up of the picture, it can extract it from the database and show them a bigger picture. And customers actually put the products that are good for their diet onto these special lists. For instance, let's say that you have to have a low sodium diet. You can tell Peapod to sort by products with low salt, and it will reorganize the whole list, even your personal list or your previous orders, any lists that you have, and it will rank the lowest sodium to the top of the list. And you can do that with any nutritional value, and you can do that with unit price or any other values that are part of the attributes of the product. So data is just so critical to the Peapod business, and it's also critical to our partners such as Procter & Gamble or Kraft. These are our suppliers, and they use that data to understand how the customer is shopping online and the demographic of our customer. Of course, we're very careful about releasing the names and addresses of our customers. That's all private information. But what we do is we know basically what kind of customer you are from the type of products that you're buying. And then we cross-reference that with other customers that are similar, and we can come to some pretty good conclusions about our customers' needs and desires.
How do you decide what data to keep and what to put on the site?
This is always a problem for us because the customer would love to have every last piece of information, every order they've ever placed, the entire history of their shopping stored on Peapod. One of the problems you get, though, as you're dealing with the internet, is that if the customer gets overwhelmed with too much data, then they actually are unable to actually use the product. I almost call it the quickenizing, where Quicken at one point, their interface became so sophisticated for the 5% of heavy users that they were having trouble getting new customers because it was too complicated for them. So what we've done at Peapod is we look at how many times you've placed an order, and we actually customize the website to that type of customer. So for instance, if you're a first-time customer, we actually simplify the interface for you and eliminate a lot of the features that would distract you from your first order. But as you place more and more orders, we start to overlay and add the features for you and to tell you, oh wow, did you know that you could do this or that? Thus, we try to move the interface along with the customer. And it's hard to do. I mean, it's even customers who are first-time customers are sophisticated because they've been using the web a long time or computers. But still, really, I think keep it simple is the most important thing you can do, because the person who's not sophisticated will get the order in, and the person who is sophisticated will get the order in. And it basically says, we know who you are, and we know what you like, and here are our recommendations for you. And if we're doing a bad job on that, they'll stop trusting us. But if we do a good job on it, they're going to love us more and more and more, and it'll just become more and more part of their life and the way that they use Peapod. A great example is my own household, where we place an order every week, and just over the years, I've been using Peapod for 15 years. Over the years, the website has just gotten smarter and smarter about my family, and the net result is our average basket or our average order has just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, so that our order every week is $200, and the average order on Peapod is $145, and a first-time orderer is around $110. So you can see, the longer you're with Peapod and the more that we understand you and the more that we customize and personalize the website and use the information that we've collected, you actually start to buy more from us. So it's, I think, that to me is the biggest indication of our success is when you start using Peapod more often and when your basket gets larger.